Haïti chérie, 1er janvier 1804, en 2004, 200 ans.
In late December of 2003, I visited Haiti, the country of my parents' birth, for the first time in more than 20 years. The trip was one I'd encouraged many members of my extended family to take to celebrate the country's bicentennial on January 1st, 2004. And while rumors of yet another impending coup d'etat worked in part to divide us, I accompanied my aunt, uncle, and two of my younger cousins to the polarized island nation for its muted celebrations, and got more than I emotionally bargained for from a teenage guide named Antonio on a tour of a moving historical site in the country's north that I knew little about. Walking the winding, rocky path alongside me toward the white, billowing clouds on a glorious day, he told me the facts he'd learned over the years in 5 languages, tagging behind more established official guides. This is the Citadelle La Ferrière, completed in 1820 by King Henri Christophe, he told me about the former slave who helped expel the French colonizers. The newly liberated Haitian people carried the rocks and stones for this structure up this mountain by hand. Do you like it, he asked. Yes, I'm very happy to be here. Napoleon had threatened to return, but the Citadelle stood as a reminder of Haitian resistance. My great-grandfather, Louis Mercier, a celebrated tour guide himself, called it a monument de la liberté. While there, I hadn't known much about his connection to the site, but I unknowingly shared his pride for the grandeur of the fortress. And I imagine he would have shared my sadness for the lack of respect and recognition that the absence of visitors represented. As I stood, sat, and walked upon the same grounds and along the same walls that he had done, I was ignorant of the history and ideals of this great man. It wasn't until helping my mother edit a volume of his speeches and writings that I learned his story. He was not only a tour guide and curator at some of the nation's most important historical sites. He was a gifted writer and orator who tirelessly urged his countrymen to serve and give of themselves, to persevere in spite of being discouraged, and to prepare those who will take over and then pass the torch. I thank my mother for these immense contributions to the next generations, and for helping me to keep the promise Antonio asked me to make on the hike back down from the mountain. I'll help spread the word about the Citadelle. I'll be back myself.